me to see. There you go. Super damn clear. Okay, it'll back up in a second, or you can hit exit right at the bottom. There we go. There we go. Okay, we live. 1 2 1 2. So powerful, so powerful. We might have a little bit too much light going on right now, but it's looking good. So good. I can't even front. Hold on, let me adjust this. Make sure everybody knows what we're doing here. I've been looking at my videos and noticing that every week my audio is a little bit different, and it's all just because of how I have the microphone position. Um, and that's my bad, man. We're gonna get it right. No excuses, but we're gonna get it right. So, what's up, y'all? It's Producer Whisper again. Welcome to another Sync Hustle Mindset live stream where we do this every week. We talk about all things sync, hustle, and mindset. Um, we talk about that mindset, man, because if your mindset is impaired, then your hustle is impaired. And that's going to make sure that you don't get to where you're trying to get to. So, we address those things here at the Producer Whisper. And right now, I'm just talking to a camera because there's nobody on the live right now. So, I don't want to divulge too much information right now because I really want to talk to the people once they come in here. So we're gonna wait just a little bit, and in the meantime, I'm gonna do some live action straightening up of my area here because, yeah, one of the things that we need to do in order to stay productive is to always keep a level of organization with our tools, whether that be, the stuff around the lab, the studio, or if you're producing for TV film, one way to stay organized and efficient is to use templates, whether it be uh, whatever type of style of music that you do, there's a template that can make sure that your workflow is adjusted, goes faster so you can get more done in less time. And you really want to practice that kind of workflow, that kind of thing if you're trying to get to a higher level of sync, because um in the higher levels you're going to be called upon to create music, in a time frame, and the briefs get very, very detailed. Trust me, like they can ask for a lot in a brief. We just sent a brief out a few days ago that was well, you know what, I can't say that it was a crazy brief because at the end of the day they were just looking for holiday music. They wanted a certain style of holiday music, but they were extremely descriptive about what kind of music, the vibe, the style they wanted, that type of thing. They gave a bunch of references, that type of thing or whatever. So being able to you know, come up with ideas quickly and efficiently is key. It's not just being able to produce the music, create the music that they want. It's being able to do it in a specific time frame, um, and be faster. Because to be quite frank with you, and this is something that I'm going to mention again when people get on the live, is that this is a very competitive game. I know a lot of us in our community, we're very, very communicative, if that's the word I'm trying to use. Like there's a lot of communication between, you know, the peers in the comments, and there's a lot of collaboration going on. You guys are making music together, and this is a beautiful thing. But don't get it twisted. For as much as we're helping each other and we're giving each information and stuff like that, we're unicorns in the game, because at the end of the day, it is a competitive game, right? Um, he who gets there first is usually the one that eats first, right? When somebody says that they have a need for music, they only have a need for that music until they don't have a need for that music anymore. You know what I mean? So um if you're sending music to somebody and you think that you have a certain time frame in which to do it, you can best believe that somebody's being a bit more competitive than you, and they're going to send that music in before you. And if that music fits the bill, then brief close, situation closed. And they usually don't make announcements and let people know, hey, the situation's closed now, the brief is closed. They just go on about their business. They take the music that they selected and they go ahead and complete their project. Um, and that's the way that that usually goes. So the moral of the story is, um, I guess I started off saying, talking about efficiency and workflow, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to your hustle and your aggressiveness and your competitive spirit. And realizing that it is a very competitive thing. One of the biggest mistakes that I've seen. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. What's up, Creation Roll Music? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Nice to see you again. Much peace, everyone. I just realized this is Producer Church greetings. So that's what's up, man. Producer Church, that's a good one. Let me get back here and focus. I'm not auto focusing, am I? No, I'm good. Okay, so I don't want to be auto focusing. I want to stay on manual. Um, so there's a couple of you in that's three of you in here. So what's up? Let's go. Let's go. Welcome to the live, everybody. So we're gonna be talking about um the competitiveness of sync licensing. And I think that some of you don't have enough of that mamba mentality when it comes to your hustle. Um, and when I say that, it's not so much like, a literal Kobe mentality in the sense that he wants to beat everyone and be on top of everyone. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that he's going to do more first. You always hear the adage, he's first in the gym and last out, right? People go to practices for 2 hours, they go practice, they get there, he's already up there putting shots up. Practice is over, they leave, he's in the gym for another 2 hours, right? um this is the kind of attitude that you guys need to have if you really really want to win in this game, because we talk about a lot of the technical aspect of sync licensing, right? We talk about how to format the music, everything from formatting the music, what type of styles you need to make, specializing, not being a jack of all trades. Like, you guys have been here, you know all of that, right? So but we don't talk enough, I think, about the actual hustle and the competitive nature of the game, because no one is really going to tell you that they're competing against you if you guys are all trying to get to the same prizes. Not saying that there's not enough opportunity out there for a lot of people to eat, but you know, I feel like my responsibility is to improve your hustle, is to make sure that not only you get to where you want to go, but you get higher than that as quickly as you can get there, right? And as a person that had to, that has made all the mistakes, I've made pretty much every mistake in sync that there is to make, as far as not only the technical aspect but the hustle as well, learning how to hustle. I always had pretty good hustle, but I had to bump my head. So now looking back, my vision is 2020, and I'm more than happy to to share my knowledge with you guys. It's 100% relationship based. Okay. um you guys do everything that you're supposed to do on the technical side, be as dope as you can possibly be, in your creativity. But at the end of the day, your hustle is going to get you where you're trying to go. There's a lot of people out there that have great music that won't get on the emails, that won't take these courses, that won't come to these lives, that won't, congregate like you guys congregate, network and collaborate like, but they have super dope music that's perfect for sync. Their hustle is impaired. They might have a different, perception of things, their mindset, sync hustle mindset. I think that's a great name. It's because it applies so much. It's not just about sync licensing. I when I first started sync licensing, I had the ability to do it talent wise, but I was making dope beats back then, right? So and plus I was, my whole career before that, I was collaborating with people, so I was used to collaboration. I could take direction and that type of thing. So I was really, great for sync. When I first got into it, it was a little bit easy, I'll admit, because I got into it with somebody that already had connections. But when that situation dried up and I had to go off on my own, plus I was facing health problems at that time, it was 100% hustle. I had to look around and pivot and be like, okay, what can I do? You know, um, even at that moment, I had to create even more relationships with other music producers that I had to bring in and start, um, you know, getting placements, for me because I was, facing health issues at the time or whatever. Um, so I was like in the middle of fostering, relationships with, new relationships with new music supervisors, production companies, as well as reaching out on MySpace, for God's sakes. That's how long ago it was. And creating relationships with music producers, talking to them, people that didn't know me, but I'm getting them to send them my music or whatever. Like they have to trust me. There's people doing, there was LimeWire back then. Like, so there was shady stuff going on or whatever. So um, your hustle has everything to do with your success in sync. Um, and I could talk about many, many, many aspects of hustle, but I'm going to talk about the competition side, the competitive side of it today, because that's one thing we never ever talk about. A lot of us in this community here, what's up, Cherry? What's up, Jay Matthews? What's up, Creation Roll? Taquan Black, what's up? What's up, everybody? Um, a lot of us, especially in this community, like we're all cool. Like we know we're peers, we're kumbaya, we work together, whatever. But make no mistake, if you don't move fast enough, the next person is going to move faster to you and get that placement. We're all trying to get those big placements. We're all trying to get as many placements as we can get. So the people that act the quickest and are ready already and don't have to get ready are going to eat first. It's just like a litter of puppies. The strongest puppy get to the teat first, and there's always that one or two puppies at the end that didn't move fast enough. The runts, they didn't get there quick enough or whatever. They're still gonna eventually eat what's left over. Hopefully, they don't perish. Some of them gonna perish. That's a good analogy. So that's some of y'all. If you guys aren't trying to be first, if y'all don't have that mama mentality, if y'all not trying to beat each other, if you're not pitting yourself against other people in this game, then you might be the one that's not latching onto the teat first. You might be the one that perishes. You might be the one that stays in it so long and doesn't get the amount of placements that you really could have got because of your hustle. You long ago had the ability to get the placements. Of course, you produce music that's good enough to get the placements. Of course, you have songs and instrumentals that are good enough. You might have a decent sized catalog, but if your hustle is impaired, you're not going to get there, right? Um, the reason why I'm ranting about this is because it was another week, and I'll just tell you guys, there's a few of you here. How many of you here? There's only 4 of you in here. Creation Row. This is right on time. Do you know who is really for you or against you? I think we really shouldn't be concerned. I think we really shouldn't be concerned about that. Not for you or against you, but like I get what you're saying, and I do agree. As a matter of fact, I do agree because like you guys are trying to pursue your careers, right? Like this isn't just like the rap game when we're young or teenagers or we're in our early 20s and we have this we all gonna make it together kind of attitude. Um, Now keep in mind, I'm not saying don't do what we're doing. We're supposed to help each other and this and that or whatever. I'm talking about in your work ethic. In your work ethic, when you get let me back up and just tell you what happened this week, and then you guys will know what I'm talking about. Okay. So we had another situation with Smash Coast, right? Now I do understand that, the type of briefs that we do get in sometimes are intricate and the style of music isn't something common that a person might just have laying around or whatever. And I understand that. So, but the thing is we got another, you know, good sized brief in. It was a 6-figure brief, um, uh, substantial payment, right? And the brief is very detailed, right? Um, I read through all the briefs, of course, myself, word for word, letter to letter, just to make sure that before we pass it on to our creatives, that it's clear. Kim does the same thing, that it's clear, it's concise, um, it's understandable, so as long as they read it, and if there's issues with it, if it's too confusing, we will go back to the client and be like, can you clarify in this section and this and that, just so we make sure that, when we give it to the creatives that, you know, not babysitting or anything, but that it's, it's easy enough for them to just get in, read it, understand it, and make a decision. Do they have the music? Can they make the music? Do they want to participate in this brief? So we did that. The brief was very lengthy, but it was very, very clear. Basically, the reason why the brief was so long is because it was for a commercial, and they're painting the picture for you, the visual picture. It starts off yada yada yada. Can't say because it's, who is for and this and that, but they very descriptive about, what the commercial was about, and they literally painted the scene. It's about this. The scene is going to start like this and this and this, and they described everything, so much so by the time they got around to the actual product that's being advertised in the commercial, I was like, oh shit, yeah, they are advertising a product, because they were so descriptive up to that point. It felt like I was reading the description of like a TV show, right? Or the begin, the opening scene of a film or something like that. And it was, to me, it was captivating. Like I was like, oh, this is, okay, because they were very descriptive, colorful in their description too, right? And so then they get to the hook, and then the product. Then it's about this product, and then there's a whole vibe that they were painting, and they said that too. We're trying to paint this picture, you know. They kept saying this is the vibe we're trying to paint. Um, and then when they brought the product in, they said, okay, and this is how the product ties into this vibe and why they feel this product is a part of this vibe. Da, 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 da. So this is a whole long section, right? Then it gets into, and it actually says needs, what kind of music we need. And then they're descriptive about that. We want the music to feel like this. We want it to be uplifting and joyous, and we want it to, da, da, da. I will say that it was for a Christmas ad, so that I can let you know. And then, so they said they wanted to feel good, joyous. They use the word angst, so there's a little bit of anxiousness, like that same anxiousness where a kid might, be anxious to get up in the morning and open his presents or something like that. But mostly it was a feeling of like, holiday love, cheer, that type of thing or whatever. And then they were descriptive about that. Then they went into what type of music, right? We want specifically these types of music. And then they gave a bunch of references, right? And the references, as soon as I started listening to the references, I was like, oh, okay, all right. This is the type of vibe that they want, right? Okay, so like I'm happy. I'm like, okay, so now I know who to send this brief off to. So we shoot the brief out, right? And we get back, a bunch of good music, but we got back a bunch of misses too. And the misses that we got back, I can totally tell you is 100% that the people didn't read that brief. They didn't read through it, and then they took their time, you know, about getting the music to us. Meanwhile, there were people that were proactive, and they read through the brief. They acted very, very quickly. Now, me personally, I understand that life gets in the way. People have other projects, there's personal stuff going on, that kind of thing. I get that. But I'm going to tell you, in the sync game, it takes years to get to a point to where you consistently get the type of dollar amounts that are on this brief, right? And it took us a long time to get to this point to where there are ad companies now that rock with us that give us access. Like we really had to be vetted and prove ourselves, prove our worth to be able to get put in this position. So we're very adamant, and I don't want to say picky, but we're very careful about who we pick to give these opportunities to, because essentially we're doing what we do. We're creating a work relationship between the guys on our team, the people on our team, sorry, Cherry and everyone else that's not a dude. Um, but we're trying to create working relationships between you guys and our clients. So the ad companies are the highest level clients in sync, right? So when it comes to going back and forth with them, being, having music available, answering briefs, like you got to be on your A game 100%. There is no, okay, you have till Friday, I'm going to send some stuff on Friday. No, and you can do that if you want to, and it's going to make you probably feel good. You'll get that a little endorphin shot because you'll look at the brief and it'll say, due Friday at 5 o'clock, and I got mine in at 4:30. I made it under the wire. Like, I got it in. You're gonna feel good about yourself. Meanwhile, somebody turned in the right music on Wednesday, and they didn't just tell you, they just didn't tell you that brief was closed for 2 days, right? Because that's how the game works. They're seeking music. So as soon as they get the music they want, they're off and running on their project. As soon as they hear it, it's exciting to you guys. If you guys need music or want to, you hear something that tickles your ear, got that ear candy in it or whatever, it's like, oh, damn, something fresh and new. Well, think about if you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, to seek out some music that you are so specific about the needs for, right? You want it to really really fit this vibe. You can't use the type of music that you reference because it costs probably $1 million, but I got a couple 100,000 to spend. And you're going to go through many submissions, listening to someone, listening to see if someone can come up with the proper interpretation of what that person is looking for. And so when they hear it, they're going to be like, oh, damn, I'm excited. They're going to get excited and they're going to grab it. They're going to listen to the rest of them. But if something feels good to them or whatever, and they feel like, oh, yeah, this is it right here, I'll go ahead and listen to the other ones. But I think this is the one right here that we're going to use or whatever. If it's due on Friday and it comes on Wednesday, Wednesday is it. So in your hustle, you guys, right? Anytime you get an opportunity to send music, send that music first. Be damned what the deadline is. Forget what the deadline is. You jump on every opportunity that you can get on. Be first. Have that mama mentality. Don't let nobody beat you to these opportunities. And you can hear the angst in my voice because I see it time and time and time and time and time again. Like, there are situations where people are way too casual with these opportunities, especially once they get in the door, especially once they finally get to a point where companies like ours or music supervisors or libraries are finally paying them some attention, looking at them. And it's the poor work ethic. This sync thing, just because you got in it, that don't mean it's going to last forever. These music supervisors that you guys are getting placements with, they can dry up. These people don't keep these jobs forever. They do move on and do other things. You can do something to not maybe burn your bridge down, but maybe like cut some of them ropes, get some of them ropes fraying to where it's not as solid as it was before. You got to stay on your A game all the time. And one of the ways that you can do this, like I said, is to change your mentality as far as your work ethic. You are competing with every other person that's trying to do this, especially if you guys are rocking in the same genre. If you guys are doing, if your bread and butter is, say, like sports instrumentals, there's a lot of dudes doing sports instrumentals. There's a lot of sports instrumental opportunities. So there's a lot of you that can eat, you know, but those opportunities are only going to come steadily and long term for those that have that mama, that mentality, because those are the people that behind the scenes you don't even realize you're making the work lives and the lives easier for those music supervisors and those companies that you're sending that music to. If you're proactive and you're getting that music in there as fast as you can. Now, I started the live talking about templates, right? Because templates is one way that you can help your workflow and make you work faster. Okay. Whatever you need to do, all of you guys got your own way of doing stuff or whatever. I suggest templates. Templates are a good way, but whatever you need to do to stay ready so you don't have to get ready, do that. If it's putting more time in per day on your own stuff, on your music, you sit in the lab 2 more hours a day and cook 2 more hours a day so you have more, and you sleep less, then you do that. And keep in mind, man, and I know you guys, a lot of you guys have done this, so I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I damn near killed myself working. That's why I got health issues now, because I damn near killed myself because of the way that I was working. So dial back on how I was doing it. I was sleeping 3 hours a night. Every night that I went to sleep, I didn't go to sleep. I stayed up every day until I passed out. And 90% of that time, I was in the lab cooking music for TV. The day that I really, really got sick, I had made like damn near 30 beats in 24 hours, right? EDM tracks, like quality EDM tracks for TV that most of them got placed since then too, or whatever. So, but because I wanted it, and it wasn't just because I wanted it, is because I have a mentality that I'm not trying to get beat by nobody. So if somebody opened the door for me, I'm going to kick the door off the hinges. I'm not going to just walk through an open door. I'm going to kick the I'm going to blow that whole shit off. And that's just the way that I work. So over the years, that has done well for me, especially in this sync game, because um, being an African American in the sync game, and you guys know there's not a lot of us on the executive side of this game. There's not a lot of sync companies run by Black folks. So coming through the years, I faced a lot of stereotypes. No shout to any people that I rock with, but they don't have access to a lot of minorities in their lives, and they learn about Black folks on TV and in movies or whatever. So I get that. I understand that it sucks, but it's true. So moving through the space, I had a lot of, oh, you only got hip hop, or your hip hop's gonna have samples in it, or or you're not gonna have your ASCAP or your BMI or whatever. Like, they would just assume these things because Smash Coast was Black owned. They didn't even know that we had bluegrass and country and rock and roll, and one of the dopest orchestral and hybrid orchestral teams on the planet, based around the world. They didn't know that. So the only way that I could even expose them to that, because a lot of doors I had to walk through with just hip hop only, because that's the lens they were looking at me through. I had to get in there and really, really overdo it, like way faster than everybody, and get music in there that was better than everybody else's, and really tighten up my emails, and the hustle part. That hustle part is what got us to a space to where we could really grow as a company. But it was really some show and prove. And now looking back, and then being in a space now where we get a lot of submissions, we just brought on some new employees, some new associates, 4 new people. So there was like a month and a half of going over resumes, Zoom interviews, talking to people, this and that. And I'm in that space too. People that are proactive, people that feel like they want to go get it. Those are the ones that are going to end up getting those higher level opportunities, those 6-figure opportunities, those 5-figure opportunities, making the relationships with those type of people that can put you in those spaces. We're always kumbaya here on the Producer Whisper, and all of us that are in the social media space, in the sync education space, we totally encourage that. Yes, collaborate, make this music, befriend each other, be cool with each other, because at the end of the day, we people, we're supposed to love each other. But in this sync game, I'm gonna tell you, and anything else you're trying to get to, you're competing with each other, not just each other here in the sync, in this, in the comments here, in the Producer Whisper. I'm talking about in sync general. Once you get a door open, be first through that door. Kick the door off the hinges. Don't let nobody beat you. Even the people that you working with, beat them. So then you'll get to be in a position to pull them through once you first through there. But don't sit back and let nobody else get your opportunities. If you got that hustle in you, if you got that mentality in you, that's gonna get to where you want to go faster and beyond where you want to go. That's the thing. Like, you might be aiming for a certain spot, but this is all relationship based. And when it's relationship based, anything can happen. You don't know what person you can meet, through the 6 degrees of separation, that could really put you in a situation you didn't know you were going to be in. Right. I could tell stories about that all day long, but every situation that Smash Coast is prospering in and has prospered in, yeah, we were ready with the music. Yeah, we had the hustle, whatever. It was relationship based. We had to show and prove those people through our work ethic and through our hustle that, yeah, we are not only worthy of getting our music placed, with you guys, but we're somebody y'all don't want to sleep on. We're somebody that y'all actually want to rock with. When it's time to go into battle, you want to call us. You already know that when it's time to get strapped up, or put your dukes up and do what it's time to do, Smash Coast is going to be right there before everybody, ready to go. That's the reputation that we have in the game. And I'm proud of it. And it comes from a place where, you know, I just don't want to be beat by nobody. I just don't. I hate losing. I'm cool, I'm not a bad sport or whatever if I do lose. If I do lose to somebody, I'm the first to congratulate that person, because if I lose to them, you earned that shit. You earned that win. You didn't just beat me easily. See what I'm saying? I gave you everything that I had. And if you beat me on top of that, then you earned that. But it's not going to be no rinse and repeat. I'm coming back. You're not going to get 2 W's on me. So that's just my attitude with everything that I do. And it's not a bad attitude to have. Sometimes it's to my detriment. Like I said, I used to work so hard that my immune system started tripping. Now I got an autoimmune situation and I gotta deal with that probably for the rest of my life. I was just neglecting myself. So don't do that. Take care of yourself, get some sleep, eat, go spend time with your family. Don't neglect your life, that type of stuff or whatever. But when it's time to work, you put that work in. And if you could put another hour or two in per day, then you do that, because in a year, 2 years time, couple years time, your whole situation is going to be different because of it. So yeah, there. We only got a few of you in right now. So what's up, everybody? What's up, A Glow? What's up, Creation? What's up, Jay Matthews? What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? So let's go ahead and do the wins real quick. We're gonna keep this short today. It's a good Friday, man, because we do have these heavy hitter clients on deck now. We're going through all these briefs and stuff is going on. I got to get back into the workflow after this, and you guys got to get back into your hustle too. If you got time to sit on here, you got time to, you know, cook up some more. So we're gonna keep it short, about an hour today. So let me go ahead and get into the wins real quick, and so we can get these fire emojis up. Excuse me, y'all. Where's my drink at? Get these fire emojis up. Making your own templates, I do feel, is a cheat code. Exactly. And it's all about speed and efficiency. If I send out a brief to the guys, to the people, and we have a specific need, right? And we send that brief out on Monday morning, and it needs to be end of day Friday. And like I said, that need is very, very specific. If it's a general brief, then it's not, the limitations aren't as tight. But if it's something like this ad brief where it's like, okay, they were very, very clear on the references, on the style of music that they wanted, and we send that brief out on Monday, and Tuesday, Wednesday, we get something back that sounds like it's going to work for that brief. We're sending that right away. We're not waiting until our deadline with that client to send that music. We're not going to piecemeal them one piece at a time. But if we hear that, okay, yeah, this sounds like it right here, this sounds like this person nailed it or whatever, then we're going to go ahead and shoot that through. And if the client agrees with us, oh yeah, this is it, we're going to run with this one, then it's closed up. And there's still people on Thursday, the rest of the day, Wednesday, on Thursday and Friday. Now, keep in mind, if they tell us, if the client tells us it's closed up, yeah, then we're going to go back to our people and say, sorry, guys, it's closed up. But in that case, we always get a bunch of people, but I thought it was Friday. I thought it was Friday. I thought I had till Friday. They were putting off stuff and until the last minute. Okay, let me rock this, or whatever. I thought I had until Friday to do it. Yeah, you do technically have until Friday to do it, but every time you get a brief, you have that whole time period to get it done, because the client's listening for something. They're going to listen to something after Wednesday, even if it's closed, just to hear, okay, because if something even better comes through, they'll forward it to the client. But the moral of the story is don't wait, man. When you get opportunities, be first, because you are competing. So we're going back to the wins. Let me go to the wins, man. Let me take my glasses off so I can see that far. So no wins today. Sagara, I know you got something, man. What's up? Creation Roll says sent out 2 collaborations and got 3 Qs accepted into an agency. So that's fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis. Creation Roll Music starting it off good. That's what I'm talking about. Stay ready so you don't gotta get ready, man. Stay ready so you don't gotta get ready. Hey, let's see some let's see some fire emojis for creation roll, man. Let's go. I'm not seeing fire emojis yet. Let's go. Add him. Track Shack, what's up, brother? Arizona in the house. I got the Bachelor in Japan, bro. That's big. I'm always big on getting those international placements because to be honest with you, none of us really pay attention to trying to get those. Those are usually spillover placements from American, domestic situations. um so but though they add up, man. I get pretty decent international placements now, just because I've been in it for so long. So yeah, fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis to Track Shack. That's my brother right there. Big win, bro. Big win. So fire emojis to Track Shack. Cherry, what's up? Cherry says got signed to an exclusive library and worked on some briefs. So as usual, fire emojis to Cherry, the lady producer, up in here and putting it in. Fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis. She's out there pitching, still getting selected. I love seeing that, man. There's some of us that are veterans in the game, i.e., Track Shack. Some of us that are newer in the game, and I just like to see traction, man. I love to see whatever kind of traction you guys are getting is beautiful. That means that you're doing what you're supposed to do. It can only grow. What's up, Sundash? Happy Friday, lady. Nice to see you. Sagara says, I've been doing odd jobs to hit bills this week and laying the foundation for my first sound design stream. Thinking this Sunday. That's what's up, man. Sagara's always coming with that real life to remind us that this social media is, you know, I don't want to say it's smoke and mirrors because that would imply a lot of it is fake or false, and that's not what I'm saying. But there's a lot going behind the scenes with, a lot of us in real life that um some of us is trying to break us. Some of us, we're using this real life time to build up what we're trying to, put forth on here. So shout out to Sagara again for that realism. Fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis. And yeah, man, I hope that they paying you more than the money that you need for those odd jobs, man. Because I hate any of us needing, that are in any financial woes. Shout out to ASCAP, by the way. I think we just got paid um royalties today. And yeah, so shout out to the PROs. So I'm looking down, I'm looking down. I'm hoping everybody has yeah, man. I'm looking at these fire emojis now. There we go. There's the love. There's the love. Okay, so who's next? Yeah, Segura has that mindset, man. He does, and it's fortunate that he's somebody that's not scared to tell his story and let you know why he has this mindset. Everybody doesn't have it. We get on here and preach and teach like each and everybody can each and everybody can do it. I like to say that there's, intelligence and smarts is two different things. We're all intelligent. They measure that with IQ for whatever that's worth. But smarts is different. You can always become smarter. So if you see a person that's, not too bright, if you want to call them dumb, if you will, that's kind of their fault, because you can always start reading. You can always, especially in this day and age where there's so much information, at your fingertips or whatever. So, hold on, I'm sorry, I was ranting. Um, so a lot of people out there just aren't gonna do it. So when you run across people, like Segura, and all of us face adversity, but not all of us take that adversity and use it for fuel to, you know, to succeed, to get out there and do something, regardless of what's going on. A lot of us quit because of family members hating on us. A lot of us don't do it just because of whatever. A lot of people just don't have it in you, but uh, have it in them. I don't think that's you guys, because you guys are always proactive. You come to the lives, you seek out information. I see you guys are working in the space. I told you guys last week, you guys are special for doing that. Don't think that everybody does that. Everybody's not doing it. Um, so yeah, and I was gushing about Segura because he's somebody that's willing to share his journey. And yeah, you can learn a lot from this dude. But a lot of us do that. A lot of us are not gonna get held down. A lot of us, when we get knocked down, we get back up and we're gonna keep getting up. You know, it's all about applying what you learn, man. Don't make the same mistakes twice, and realizing that you're gonna make mistakes. You gotta bump into furniture and stuff before you learn how to walk, man. You don't just get up on your feet and walk. So Garrett says, "Oh yes, the odd jobs are still within the field, mostly audio restoration or editing." See what I'm saying, man? That's how kind of this whole thing started with me way back in the day. I used to work at Guitar Center. I think I saw XJ Will used to work at Guitar Center too. This was my transition from the regular world when I used to work for the state of Arizona in offices and stuff all the time. And I was like, I need to get around music. So I quit those jobs and I went and got me a job at Guitar Center. And that was like me trying to, like, stay within my realm and, do what I wanted to do and still make money. So that's dope. Told you this dude was smart, man. So I'm still scrolling through the wins here. Let me go. Who else is winning? I know somebody did something. And for the new people, it doesn't have to be you got a placement or something big. We're not talking about that. Anything, if you learned a new skill, if you spent 2 hours on YouTube University learning some stuff, that puts you steps ahead of where you were the week before that. So anything you do to get you anywhere further than you were the week before, when I saw you the week before, is a win. And we celebrate that here. So don't be shy about it, thinking that it might be too little or something like that. You see people in here rocking these placements and stuff. They're not showing off, man. If anything, it should be inspirational. To me, it still is. What's up, Tanya? How you doing? You new? Thank you, Creation Row, for inviting her. So we got a new person. So Tanya, welcome to the Sync Hustle Mindset. We do this every Friday here on YouTube at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and we talk about all things sync licensing, hustle, and mindset. I know you guys sick of my tagline, but if your mindset is impaired, your hustle is impaired. And so we address these things. We make sure that we thinking right so we can move right, so we can actually get to where we're going. And there's a lot of stuff that entails, get depressed sometimes and get hated on, and like there's a bunch of stuff, right? So the goal is to stay in the game no matter what, and not only to stay in the game, but to have the kind of mindset to where you're clear-headed, you're making the right decisions, you're able to actually enjoy the benefits of your wins, and you don't get like crushed by your L's are to be expected. Like I said, you guys are a rare bunch because you're putting yourself out there. This is not the safe route you chose, trying to do something with your music, but fortunately, it's a route where you can teach yourself a certain amount, you can learn from others, but it takes that mindset. It takes that, I got to go get it. It takes that, I got to be humble myself, be open minded, listen to people that have done more than me, so on and so forth. And each of you are going to achieve a level of success. But make no mistake, we competing. I don't care if it's my best friend in the world. If it come down to like me and him gonna get it, I'm getting it. I'll share it with him after I get it, but I ain't gonna let him beat me to it and be able to talk shit to me for the rest of our lives about how he beat me in some shit. I'm gonna talk shit. Me and Tay going through some shit now about the mini basketball. Like, I beat him in mini basketball. He's seething. All he can do is think about getting back to beat me. Like, he the same way. We the same way. So it's a beautiful thing. He like, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it next time. Yeah, see, but that's the thing, because when you like that, then both of us will be good. both of us will always get better at whatever we do. If we always trying to one up each other in that kind of way, and beat each other to the punch, and we got the right mindset, then like we'll draft each other all the way to the top. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying crush each other and like, aha, I got it first over you. I'm saying that each and every one of you should be trying to, like, you can be in a marathon race with all your friends. You're not gonna let them win. You're gonna still try to break that tape first, right? So that's all I'm saying. When it comes to this hustle, all of you guys always try to break that tape first, man. Stop playing around. I know it's kumbaya. We all, breaking bread together and this and that, but you guys are making relationships with these music supervisors, and they're not forever. If they're not forever, you're making relationships with these companies, and they're not forever. Even when these libraries, your music is only in there for so long. So work, work, work. Me, it hurts my heart to see situations come through with Smash Coast where the people just don't move fast enough, right? Even I don't want to say, because I don't want to say who it is or whatever, but I handed out a project, this week to someone. And that project was a very easy project, something that I could have done in like 2 hours, an hour, 2 hours. They took to the last minute. They had some technical issues happen in between time. So they had like 4 or 5 days to do this project. So on the second day, they had some computer issues. Computer went down for a couple days. Then they're hitting me the day the project was supposed to be turned in. It wasn't. It ended up being a day late. I didn't trip on that because stuff happens or whatever. And it was their first project, but I did it. It wasn't even a project I needed on that day. It was like, okay, let me see what you can do and see how you work. So now I got to go back and teach this person. Okay, look, when you get an opportunity to do something, you do it as fast as you can. Not just because you're beating everybody, or you're competing with everybody, which you are. you know you want to show what kind of work ethic you have. You want to show like, look, sir, I'm going to be there first. You can depend on me. I got your back. And then you want to work that way because in this situation there were technical issues. There was something that went down with his computer. So we all work on computer. Ain't none of y'all making TV film music on violins and pianos and stuff, live drums. Like, we're all using software for the most part, like 99% of the time. And so something as simple as a power outage could when you're facing a deadline with somebody that's on the other side of the country or whatever, uh it could be catastrophic or whatever. So getting in there, making sure that you're structuring your time, getting in there, doing what you're supposed to do first, stacking up your work, being smart with your workflow, using templates so you can get more work done in the time that you do have. Stop spending time fishing around for stuff. Make sure that you have, like, okay, so if you do sports music, start making folders with just sports music instruments. Make sports music templates. Every time you open your DAW up, whatever you work in, last time you made a sports beat, save as template. Save that shit as a template, so those instruments are in there still. That time signature is in there still, because if you're doing sports, it's going to be basically the same times, as far as like the tempos, roughly, give or take a few. Same instrumentation, give or take a few. Same vibe, give or take a little bit. So instead of popping it open every time because you made a bunch of other stuff in between time, oh, I'm gonna make I made 12 beats, let me go back to the sports beat. Now you're back in there fishing around. Okay, let me find some horns, let me find some strings, what kind of drums, oh, I'm gonna use the drums. No, make a template, save as a template, have everything there. Do that for every genre that you have, that you make. I don't care if it's R&B. I got vocal templates over here. I got mastering templates over here. I'm about to do a sports template. I just went and got, hold on a second. Yeah. I just went and copped the new M2 chip Mac Mini. If y'all not hip to the Mac Minis, the Mac Minis are pound for pound more powerful and perform just as good or better than any of the laptops or the Mac desktops. The stuff that costs $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 more than this is a heavyweight. So I had this built. The only downside of the Mac Mini is the fact that you have to configure it, and you can't go in there and change the memory or anything. Like it is how you buy it. So I got mine pretty loaded up. I got a bunch of RAM in here. I got uh um what, a terabyte or 2 terabytes. Oh, no, I got a terabyte SSD in here for my programs or whatever. So I'm never gonna run out of space. I had an old Mac Mini. I ended up running out of space when I started getting those huge VSTs, those orchestral VSTs for trailers and stuff like that that use, you know, real sample libraries and stuff. They take up a lot of space or whatever. But um so I'm talking to you guys right now on my PC rig, and I actually have two different rigs. My Mac rig is for TV film because Logic is a way better program for speed and efficiency when it comes to making music for TV film. Logic's stock library, I can tweak it a lot to use for TV film, especially like their stock strings or stock pianos or, you know, acoustic instruments are really, really good. And when you're doing tension cues, uh, you know, that's really all you need. That and for those of you that play a little bit, that and like Omnisphere or something like that. But I was getting like, you know, a bunch I won't name them, but I got a bunch of big VSTs. We'll go over that in another one if you guys want to, you know some libraries that are good to get for producing for TV film or whatever. But the thing is that I'm, you know, gonna start getting back into actually making music for advertising, because I'm not gonna, you know, these opportunities are too huge to, you know, be relying on people that don't get it, you know, and not to take away from the people that we're sending, but in some of these situations we won't have enough music to send the client, or we won't have, so I'm going to jump in and fill those holes up wherever I can, just so the client can get something. And then I'm going to be doing some sports music with Taquan Black, you know, the guy back here. And pop your head in here real quick, Tay. See him back in the back. Say that was dope. Look back, do that again. That bokeh on that camera looking cool. So yeah, we're working on some stuff today. Shout out Taquan Black. Um, and so yeah, I'm running two different rigs just for efficiency. I'm going Logic for TV film on Mac, of course, and then I'm rocking for my creative stuff, for the album stuff and my video editing or whatever. I got a dope Cyber Power PC gaming computer that I work Studio One. Studio One is my DAW, and then I use MPC stuff. I use everything on the PC, but for my creative stuff, if it's not TV film, when I'm just fishing around splice loops or just fishing, you know, time isn't a thing, and it's not for TV. I mean, it's not for sync, and I'm just being creative. I go to the PC because I'll use samples and stuff or whatever that I'm not making this music to pitch to TV film. But when it comes to work and these clients, you got to be efficient. So I'm not saying that you guys need to get a Mac and do what I'm doing. I'm saying that whatever DAW you're working in, like, get on YouTube and start looking at templates, because there are guys that sell templates for you. You know, you can buy templates for certain styles and certain things that you do, vocal templates and stuff like that if you record artists a lot, and that type of thing or whatever. But make no mistake, do these things because uh there are people like me out here that are not going to get beat by you. Even if we love you to death, I love y'all to death. You know, I'll give you my sandwich and I won't eat today so you can have my sandwich. That's what kind of brother I am. Tay know that. Like, I'm a very giving dude, but I'm not gonna let you beat me across the finish line. I'm just not. That's just, you gotta earn that. That's life. Survival of the fittest. So in this sync game, adopt that. Adopt that. If you're building a team, build a team of people that have that mentality, and you're gonna go as high can go. Trust me. And your clients and your customers are gonna appreciate it, because you're gonna be the first one there and the last one to leave. You're gonna make sure that your quality is the highest, because you're not gonna settle for nothing less. You're gonna make sure that you're gonna do your best all the time. And that's what it is there, man. That's all I can say right now. We're going back into the wins real quick. Hi, Tanya. Didn't mean to rant like that, but you see how much fun we have here. Our brother Petro gave me some encouragement a day ago. Keep it going. Stay positive. That's what's up, man. Petro's a cool dude. Goofy ass. He's a personal friend, so I could call him that. Like I've known Petrol for many years. When I first got into the sync game, I met him. So it's been a long time, been many years. So Sundez says, my win is that one of my producers followed up about releasing a track we recorded a few years ago. Excited to start rollout of that. Okay, so you putting out some music, some new music, some older music that's new music to us. I know it's gonna be dope because Sundez is dope. So fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis for the good news. I'm glad. And Sundez, um, we got to talk about your recording situation because we got producers on the team. You with Smash Coast now, man. So we don't want you to have situations where you have to fish, find the producers or go back because, like, nah, we want to link you up with some guys that work with you. So, the files are always there. The music is always, who knows? Like, I'm a R&B producer. That's how I started. Like, I'm an R&B producer. So who knows? I ain't saying nothing, but who knows? Who knows? I might just, I love your style or whatever. I wish you were here in LA. That'd be real dope. But just so you know, we got some people that'll work with you. And fire emojis for Sundez, please. Fire emojis. Come on, y'all. I see them. Tanya says, okay, so this is Tanya's first win. Tanya says, my win is getting good mixes done by an engineer who is within my budget. Now, that's multiple layered win right there because you found an engineer you could work with. Praise the Lord. You found an engineer who gets it. You find an engineer who sounds right. I'm still reading it. And the cherry on top is they didn't break the bank. You found a budget. You found somebody that was going to do it within your budget and give you good work that he probably could have charged more for, right? And gave you a good price. So yeah, fire emojis for that. You've been blessed. Tanya's been blessed. Fire emojis, fire emojis. Great win, man. Great first win. We can take your training wheels off now. You a pro already. Let's go. So Track Shack says, what's up, Track Shack? I'm prepared for my first ever studio tour video. It will be a win for me finally to speak on camera. Yeah, man. Get your butt on camera, bro. Like, you got too much. Track Shack is 20 years damn near in the game, if not 20 years in the game, like me. Like, and tens of thousands of placements in the game, right? So he definitely is somebody that has a bunch of knowledge that can be beneficial. Shoot, I know this is new for you. Kim is the same way. Kim don't, she don't like being on camera a lot or whatever. Same thing. I get on her like, girl, you know too much. You need to get on camera, teach people, share your knowledge or whatever. But Track Shack, we'll talk behind the scenes, man. Go ahead and do your studio tour, speak on camera, and feel how you feel about it. I hope it bites you. I hope you get the bug because I would like to have you on the live, man. I'd like to or even if not a live, me and you could do a Zoom interview and I'll interview you. We just have a conversation. And because you got too much knowledge, man. It's really, really, really real. Being on camera is very is fulfilling, and it's not about, I want to be on camera and this and that or whatever. But if you have something to provide people, something that's going to help people, it gets easy to get on camera and just, and tell them what you need to tell them. You got too much. And plus your studio is dope. This is the age of the home studio now, man. I'm about to move soon, actually. So I'll be building one wherever we go. But if you notice, people aren't really going to studios too much anymore unless they want that aesthetic, they want that look, that Instagrammable look or whatever. But people are able to do this in their own homes now, as you will see with Track Shack's studio tour, because I've seen bits and pieces of it on Facebook, and he's posted this and that here and there. But he's got some super dope vintage equipment, Fender Rhodes piano that I would love to have myself. I don't know what year it is, but any one of them. But like his is really dope. Like, so yeah, fire emojis for Track Shack, fire emojis for Track Shack. I'll be getting off on a tangent, y'all. So fire emojis. Get on camera, bro. You'll love it. So Nico says, not huge wins. Get out of here with that. Not huge wins, but small ones at a time. My win is sold an exclusive beat and also finishing an Afrobeat album for a music library. So how is that small? There is no, man. Okay, so look, who said that? Nico? There is no such thing as small wins and big wins here. A win is a win. Anything that you do, this is the reason why we do this. Anything that you do between last week and this week that puts you one step, because this is how we get to our goals. This is how we get to the end of the tunnel, one step at a time, right? Whether we're running or walking, sprinting or walking, it's still one step at a time. So everything you do is a step. So there is no small, there is no big. It's you're getting towards, you're closer to your goal than you were before. So not to fuss at you, but you cussing at me right now with that. Not a huge win. Forget that. We celebrating. Your win is just as significant as somebody on here scoring a TV show or getting an ad placement. It's all like we all in the same boat, man. So let me go back and go get back into my congratulatory spirit. He threw me off my square here with that. He sold an exclusive beat. Okay, so you made some bread and you sold an exclusive. Somebody was rocking with you. So fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis. That's always good. That's part of the hustle, man. You doing it out there. And he's finishing an Afrobeat album for a music library. And that's huge, man, because we talked about last week. So fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis for Nico real quick. We talked about what's trending right now and the international styles, Latin music, Afrobeat music. I won't even say just Afrobeat, but African styles are trending right now in sync and are trending upwards. So the need is increasing, right, for these styles of music. And when I say Latin, I'm talking about everything from all traditional Latin styles, Tejano, cumbia, so on and so forth, to hybrid styles, Latin R&B, Latin hip hop, Latin pop, Latin country, African styles, Afro beats. I can't name anymore. Ashamed of myself. I should have studied more, but I do know that it's not just Afro beats. So you guys could do a little bit of study on your own, but that's what's trending. Stay authentic to the genres. Don't just dabble in it, because there's nothing more disrespectful than pick an international style and not be true to its instrumentation and that type of thing. Don't just dabble in it. Oh, I can throw some 808s on it. Like, don't just do that. Like, we want traditional sound and stuff or whatever. So yes. So fire emojis, fire emoji, fire emojis to the Afrobeat project. Very, very, very significant win there. Nico. And thank you, man. Thank you for contributing. That's dope. And make sure you guys are shooting these fire emojis to everybody, man. Let's go. We're going to be wrapping it up soon. You see how we kind of mixed the wins in with my topic today, because I'm trying to condense things a little bit so we can get out of here and get back to our hustle. So I'm scrolling. And I'm not trying to here we go. Segura says, got a backup battery for your desktop. Oh, get a backup battery for your desktop too, y'all. A sudden outage can fry your computer. Oh, absolutely. Good game, Segura. Good game. Coach got an Apple product. Oh, yeah, I'm not against. I'm a tech head. So let me get something clear. I might talk smack about these iPhones. It's not the iPhone I'm talking about. It's the pretentious attitude of iPhone owners, because a lot of iPhone owners are so up their butts about having an iPhone and feeling like it's better than everything. And these are people that aren't really into tech. These are people that are victims of great marketing, which I'm in the marketing. I'm one, so I get it. It's like when Beats headphones came out. Them Beats headphones were, I won't say they were garbage, but they weren't $300. but when you see, Justin Timberlake and LeBron James and Serena Williams and Tiger Woods and all of these people, Evander Holyfield, I mean, not Evander Holyfield, um, uh, TMT, Tay, Floyd, yeah, Floyd Mayweather, in Beats headphones, it's like it kind of gives you that, okay, these are the cool things to wear type of thing. And then you get them and they're bass heavy as hell and they're not worth, they're probably $100 headphones at best or whatever, but it's marketing. I'm not saying that that's iPhones because iPhones are good phones, but they're really like, if you want to compare, iPhone is like iMovie and, uh, you know, Samsung phones are like Premiere. So if you want to get into deep customization, if you're really into using your phone for, filming visuals or photography, or you really want to change the UI of your phone, how you use it or whatever, like Android phones, that's just what it's for. They're made for people that have a more tech savvy mindset. They want to get in there and dabble around and move stuff around and this and that or whatever. And so that, because of that, they usually have to perform at a high level. The Samsung S23 Ultra camera, there's nothing on the, the Pixel used to have the best camera, but Samsung is just killing with the camera right now, especially for video. And so, yeah, I don't mind Apple products. There's a lot of Apple's ecosystem. I don't really, like, where, they don't give you like accessories. You got to buy accessories, high dollar and that kind of stuff or whatever. But as far as my Mac computers, you know, for the 4 years or so that you're going to be able to use, 4 or 5 years that you're going to be able to use it before you can't update it anymore, you're going to lose a bunch of your stuff. Yeah, they're top notch. They they're for work. So, it is what it is. But like, nah, these iPhone owners, like, oh, you have a, the text bubble is a different color and all that stuff. I was like, that's just like, nah, I don't want to get into conversation, arguments with them, because they don't really have anything to stand on with their argument, because they don't really know anything about their phones. They don't know what kind of, chip is in their phones. They don't know what kind of memory is in their phones and that kind of thing. They just know that it's an Apple product, and oh, you have a Android. I had friends in Phoenix right now that feel like if you have an Android phone, you're broke. If you have an Android phone, you have to, if you have name brand clothes on, if you got some Givenchy, a hoodie on with this, Louis this or Gucci that or whatever, you have to have an iPhone with that. You can't be walking around with nice clothes or whatever. But if you're a bum or whatever, then you're probably gonna have an Android phone. This, like, it's just goofy to me, man. It's goofy. And then it's funny because there's like dozens and dozens and dozens of types of phones besides Samsung and iPhone that, you know, the Google Pixel is a dope phone. There's gaming phones. There's gaming phones, like these gaming computers, that are better than the Samsung and the damn iPhone. Like, they got way more memory in them and they way process way faster because they're gaming. That's why I got a gaming computer, ended up getting a gaming PC for my production and stuff like that, because it's set up for gaming. So it's going to handle video editing, and music production and that kind of stuff, like, easy, with ease. So I can be watching a movie on mine and editing video on Premiere and doing something else at the same time on my computer, and it don't hiccup at all because it was made to handle that kind of workload or whatever. So, yes, Cherry, I'm using the Apple product. I'm not anti-Apple. I'm anti-pretentious Apple product owners that really can't give me an argument about why technically that iPhone is better than anything else. There's some things about it that are good. The camera now with the new one is good. Um, but it's competitive. There's Samsung parts in the iPhone. So iPhone users need to cut it out. Like, get out of here. Let me get back into these comments. See how y'all be setting me off on these tangents, man. I'm supposed to be getting out of here soon. So we're gonna wrap this up. Yikes again. I'm rocking the surge protector. Okay, yeah, still love my Akai AP MPC. I'm old school on that. Yeah, man. I still got my old MPC2. It's in the closet. I got my X. Can y'all see? Got my X right here. This is a beast, man. This X, woo, lordy, lordy. It's crazy. But yeah, you got to keep the old school ones. I got all my old school stuff still. Um, what's up, KJ Rose? Nice to see you back. Backup batteries and super expensive. Save my skin. Wish I was there too. It don't matter, Sundez. We can get it done. We'll talk. Okay, so she connected. That's dope. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. Some great wins on here. Yeah, some really, really dope wins. I'm told you, man, they're very inspiring. Very inspiring. I'm going to the bottom here. Y'all saying hi. Yeah, the culture surrounding iPhones is unfortunate. That's a good. He said unfortunate. Yeah, that's one way to put it. Unfortunate. I have a Mac from '07 and it still works. Yeah, I was exaggerating a little bit. It's just some of the plugins and stuff they start tripping after that. You know, you know how it is. You'll be like 2 or 3 years, and then that next update comes, and then you see the YouTube videos start popping up. Don't update to such and such and such if you using, So it just depends on how your stuff is set up. But you see, I'm back in the game, so I have an Android iPhone. Want to go back to Android? Welcome home, revision. Go back to Android. If Apple makes a phone that I really think is dope that I want, you know, see at the time the iPhone came out, that's what I would have got one because it was like pretty much the first smartphone. But back then we were rocking on Blackberries and stuff, and I had a Palm Trio, right? I had a bunch of phones, but I had a Palm Trio, and I still wish still have it, but I wish it worked because like for the time, like I was light years ahead of everybody with my Palm Trio. If you guys aren't hip to the Palm Trio, look it up. I was making my own ringtones. I was filming stuff on that Palm Trio. I was doing way more on that. So yeah, if Apple comes out with a phone I really think is dope, that's not just another iPhone that they give you another port, or they change the chip, or they give you just a little bit of little that and they call it the next iPhone. Like I'm talking about, like, shock the world, make another product, do something else. The iPhone is basically the same phone it's been like forever. It hasn't changed. It's still square sides. It's still, the camera's improved and there's certain things or whatever. But like, you know, if Apple is all that dope, they should have they should have a out there product, like some stuff that, like, you know, super, make a $3,000 phone that's just bananas, that can do some stuff, but it does holograms or something. Like, impress me, and then I'll buy one. Yeah, I'm back again. My sister Cherry should be tired of me because I've been texting her over the last week with all kind of questions. I hope she's had answers for you. I know she dope as hell. True, my recording engineering teacher told me never update. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, you might be able to do that first one or whatever, but then, like, and I've had it happen before, you update and then plugins start, because what happens is a lot of these plugin manufacturers, they're not in line with Apple. So they don't set their software up to be updated whenever Apple decides to update. And then it runs on, within certain parameters. So, if the update is, too strenuous, if it's a strong update or whatever, too much stuff has changed or whatever, then you got plugins that are acting funny. Now that's deadly when you're doing TV film, because the plugins are connected to projects, and the projects, I don't even need to explain anymore. You guys already know. So what I'm hoping to do is just load this mug up. That's why I got the drive so big. I want to just load it up with all the software I'm gonna need, period, to where Even if new software comes out, VSTs are what I'm talking about, I won't have to add it to my TV film rig. My TV film rig will be set up to where I can do anything TV film with it, right? Um, and if I want that new plugin, I'll add it to my PC because my PC's got plenty of room. Plus, I can expand the memory on the PC. I can get external SSDs and run programs from them. So it's, there's no limit with that. You got to have a plan, man. Got to have a plan. If you're trying to be efficient, you got to work efficiently. Let's see. I'm still scrolling. They got to bring them sidekicks back. Man, them sidekicks the sidekick was a whole lifestyle. She's on it. Is there any information on the news strike ending? I'm going to tell you something. I'm glad you asked me that. The writer strike. Listen, and I'm going to tell you, Tay said, no, there isn't. And I'm going to tell you why there isn't. And this is what it is, y'all. And I'm saying this on video so people can come back and say this. I'm not hearing anybody say this, okay? It's going to be controversial. The people that are in Hollywood aren't going to like to hear what I'm about to tell them. But this is the truth, and I'm not going to spoon feed it to you. It's a wrap, boys and girls, as you say in Hollywood. Finito. The old way of doing things is over with. After sitting back for a while, see, I say to Tay, who's like a son to me, I say to my sons, the people that want to get a little bit of wisdom, the only way to really see a picture clearly is to step outside of the picture, step away from it, get some perspective so you can see all elements of the picture clearly. So yeah, as a creative in the sync space, one of my reactions was a knee-jerk reaction like, oh crap, I made the video, you guys saw it, we need to get out there, we need to form a union, we need to do what we need to do to fight this, right? And then I leaned back for a little bit, especially after that first round of talks when they went back and they were like, well, we don't have any kind of answer for you, we don't know nothing, right? So then I'm like, okay, so they're not coming up with nothing. And it gave me time to think. And so I just looked back, the parallels between the TV film industry and the music industry. The music industry went through the same thing, man. The music industry was riding high and mighty. They were selling CDs, out of record stores for anywhere from $10 to $22 for a CD. If the big boys, Michael Jackson, Tina Turner, whatever, these were $17.99 to $22.99 CDs that were going platinum, double platinum, triple platinum. So they're making money hand over foot. They're paying, you remember them early Bad Boy days when Puffy and them were paying $500,000, $1 million for music videos or whatever. So money was rolling, the residuals were coming in. There was no such thing as streaming. Everything was broadcast residuals. It was a good time. Somebody was trying to tell them LimeWire was coming, that people were going to be able to download music for free on the internet, which the internet was fairly new. We weren't even really using the internet. That there was no social media yet. There was just MySpace. And then we went for a little while before there was even MySpace, where we were doing, I don't know what the hell we were doing. But the thing is that they were forewarned. They didn't care. They were comfortable. So the next thing you know, LimeWire hits. People are downloading every piece of music that was ever made off of LimeWire. They stopped going to the record stores and buying CDs. They took a 80%, damn near 80% hit on their revenue. The music industry did, because of they started calling it piracy. Now that's a common term now, but that's, it was coined about back then because that's what they were calling the people that were downloading movies. And because we were downloading movies and music and everything, books and everything that we could get off of LimeWire. You download a movie, it take damn near 2 days to get it back then. You on a modem and all that stuff or whatever. But I digress. The music industry was warned. They got smacked in the face. Instead of preparing for it or doing something to try to, stave off the damaging effects that were going to happen inevitably, they just pretty much ignored the situation, and then they got smacked. They got smacked in such a way to where present day, we look at the music industry and it has totally been disrupted. All the record stores gone, the CD gone, every part of that industry. So from the manufacturing to the delivery to all of those employees that do artwork and graphic design and everything, they're all gone. All that's gone because of streaming. So what did they do? They started creating streaming services, Pandora, Spotify. They changed the model. Okay, well, people, because LimeWire taught people that we can listen to music, we don't have to buy it. We don't have to buy it. So the companies are like, well, shit, how can we, step in and take advantage of the fact that people still want to listen to music, right? But they're not going to go pay $10 anymore. They're not going to go pay, this next generation of people that are coming in listening to music. They are taught that going and buying music isn't even a thing. I grew up going to the record store, being out on Tuesday when the music releases, going and listening to the DJ at the record store, spin records, handing him vinyl to play for me, and this and that, sitting there in the headphones, listening to CDs or whatever. And look, one of the main things we used to look forward to doing is opening up the J cards and reading the information about who wrote the songs and who produced it, and looking at the cover art and all of that stuff. And all that's gone. It's gone, 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 gone because of digital. Now you have all the streaming services, Pandora, Spotify, Apple Music, da, 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 da. The average person listens to music now. Music ain't going nowhere. People still go platinum, technically. They still win Grammys. They still become stars, A-list and this and that. But the way the music is brought to the public is totally different because a technology came in and totally disrupted shit. And that's, excuse my French, and that's exactly what's happening now with the television film industry. It's a situation where the streaming industry it's already done. There's already a Paramount Plus, there's already a Hulu, there's already a like Roku TV, there's already, all of these many, many, many television streaming platforms that still pay how streaming pays, 0.005% on a penny, right? And this came in without anybody coming in and saying, hey, Washington, we need to, come up with some legislation that changes the way streaming pays. Like, that didn't happen, because the television industry ignored it. So if you look now, the average network, broadcast network, CBS, ABC, NBC, they have a sister or an affiliate that's a streaming, showing on this and also on that, showing on this network and also on Disney Plus. If it's on ABC, then it's going to be on Disney Plus because ABC owns Disney. I mean, Disney owns ABC. And so that's, whoever owns Universal, blah, 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 blah. That's how it goes or whatever. So between that, the fact that streaming is already here, they're asking for more streaming money. It's done. That just like now, the music industry is disrupted. They didn't go back and say, okay, we need to change it. They're trying to do that still, but they're going to have to go through Washington to do that. And that's time consuming, lengthy and all that, right? They need to start that process. Striking is not going to do anything because the television film industry can't do anything. Streaming is what it is. The television film industry can't change streaming royalties. That has to be done through Congress. They're only there to create and release put shows. Now the AI situation, it's a wrap with that too, because at the end of the day, these television companies, these production companies, they're companies. So every company is supposed to have the biggest bottom line as they can get. And you do that by making as much money as you can and spending the least much as you can, right? So if they can produce shows for less money and use technology to do it, get it done in a shorter amount of time. I mean, hell, they've been doing it before AI. Look at animation. I mean, they used to draw cartoons. All of the cartoons I grew up on, Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, they used to hand draw those, right? So then you go present data like Pixar, that's technology. They're using technology for CGI. So they use technology in every other aspect of production, whether it be with the cameras. They don't use the same cameras they used 10 years ago. Every time there's an innovation with the camera lenses or the camera processing technology or whatever, all the sets get new cameras. They didn't always use reds on shoots. Now they're using reds and above because reds are better. So it's the same thing with AI. Now AI can come in and assist writers in creating shows. So they don't have to have big round tables with 30 people standing around them creating television shows. If writers were smart, just like we're doing, you got some producers that are like, oh my God, AI is going to make beats better than me. And then you got some of us that are like, nah, man, I'm on ChatGPT figuring it out. I'm on Canva figuring it out. I'm on Midjourney figuring it out. I'm on DALL-E figuring it out. How do I integrate these tools into what I got going on? Right. And so some of these writers need to do that because it's here. AI is here. So AI doesn't want to take your job from you, but in order to get the best out of AI, you're going to have to be able to prompt it correctly. So there's going to be prompt engineering jobs. And who better to prompt engineer AI for television and film than writers that have 10, 15, 20 years experience creating shows and writing shows in the first place. They should just try to segue over into positions to where, well, let me work for the studio and I can assist, AI can assist. Well, we need some ideas. Some people are going to lose their jobs and heads are going to roll just because that's what happens. When new technology comes in and the old one is, the way of the dinosaur, that's just what happens. And so the reason why it's gone so long with the TV writer strike and they don't have any answers on the horizon is because, boys and girls, there are no answers. There's nothing that the studios are going to be able to do that are going to be able to satisfy what the writers and the actors are asking for. At the very most, the studios are going to be able to say, hey, look, we're going to use AI in this next project, right? We're going to implement AI to help us create, the storyboards or create the storyline or whatever it is they use it for, right? And they're going to give the actors the opportunity to work with AI or to opt out of the project. But they're not going to not use it. They're going to use it and be like, hey, either roll with us or don't roll with us. You with us or you not type of situation. And you'll have the option to do it if you want or not do it. I just got into a conversation with Kim because Drew Barrymore just crossed the picket line. She just filmed her show again a couple days ago, and Kim called me and she was like, yeah, the internet's on fire. They're calling her a scab. She's a scab now. She crossed the picket line. And I'm like, well, I get it in normal circumstances. Like, yeah, you got to have solidarity because, yada, yada, yada. But what's the purpose of a strike? The purpose of a strike is to disrupt that company to such an extent to where they have to stop and pay attention to what your concerns are. You're trying to disrupt them. The television production companies, yeah, they're being disrupted, but only to a certain extent because commercials are still getting done. Reality television is still getting done. Sports is still getting done. Matter of fact, reality is turned up. They're like, okay, we were making 12 episodes. You guys don't want to do scripted? We'll make 25 episodes now. We'll do it. We'll fill up that space or whatever. So television isn't suffering, as you guys know yourself. You guys are still getting placements right now, right? You're still getting placements, even though it's a writer strike. So you guys know it's not hurt that bad. And the reason, so there's not enough disruption going on. They're striking is basically equivalent to them throwing a temper tantrum right now. Now, I say that not to say that their concerns are not valid. 100% their concerns about not valid. But the thing is that just like the music industry before them, they were used to things running and working a certain way for many years, and they got used to that. Just like they got used to selling CDs and raking, getting all that tour money and all that stuff that they got back in the day. They knew that they were going to film X amount of episodes during the season. They knew that they had the summertime off. They knew that during the summertime, they were going to be able to live off the residuals that they made off broadcast television from the year before. So they all took the summers off and going on vacation and this and that. You guys know, you worked on television. You know how you lived. That's when you go on the Hawaiian vacations because you got them royalties, and you get back ready for fall season. You get into the war room. You put the music, put the show together, and you get back to work or whatever. That's done. You don't get to do that. You start feeling it now because now those 3 months that you take off, then royalties that you were getting ain't the same because a lot of that stuff that you were making is showing on streaming platforms now. Trust me, I know how you feel because our music royalties have done the same thing, right? But unfortunately, fortunately for us, there's other areas for us to make money with our music. We can go to reality, we can go to sports, we can go to advertising, video games, we can, corporate, we can hustle, local dealerships, sell beats online. Like we got options or whatever. You guys need to think about what I'm saying, and it's not to be mean or anything, but y'all not seeing the forest for the trees, man. It's a wrap. The way that you guys used to do things in the television film industry are not that way anymore. Some of you guys are going to have to start getting on the side of AI and just adapting, just like we're doing out here. We're doing the same thing. Like, Some of us could have got shut out the industry ourselves or whatever. We're adapting ourselves. It's something that they got to do. So as far as the writer strike is concerned, you guys, I don't know when it's going to end, but I think that it's time for a paradigm shift because a lot of these actors are delusional. They feel like the studios are just being unfair. And there is a lot of that too. There's some of that. There's some unfairness going on with the studios, I will say. But as far as the actual reasons for the strike, there's not a lot the studios can do about that. If anything, they can do like the NBA does the WNBA and basically give charity to them, like, we know we can't officially change the streaming numbers, but maybe we can pay you guys a little bit more for your projects, come out the pocket a little bit more. Yeah, we are making bank. We could do that. But this will be just something that, the studios can do just if they want to do it. They don't have to do it. You get paid what you get paid. Just like our royalty rates didn't go up in broadcast to compensate for the fact that there's all these streaming platforms playing our music on TV. We just like, okay, well, let's just try to turn up. Let's get more music out there so we can get more music everywhere. I know the parallels between us and them aren't exact, but there's a lot of similarities. And the fact of the matter is, I know I'm doing a lot of ranting. The fact of the matter is that the TV film industry as we know it has been disrupted to the point of no return. And that's what they have to recognize, exactly like the record industry was. And those of you who are a little older that used to buy music, you know just what I'm talking about. It's different now. So yeah, there is a Disney Plus, there is a Hulu, there is all of these streaming platforms. The way people take their content in is different. We don't have to wait till 8 o'clock on Tuesday night on CBS to see our show, because on streaming, we can just go on there and watch it whenever we want to. So the world is different. It's a different world. You don't have to wait till so-and-so does something. You can go on your phone right now and YouTube anything you want to see. You can Pandora, Spotify, anything you want to listen to. So it's just the world we live in. TV film is a more custom thing now. And that's just the way it is. And that's my opinion. So I think they're fighting a fight they can't win. And they need to see the forest for the trees. And there has to be some other solution. So there it is there. So let me vinyl is still creased. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm about to get a record player myself. Cherry says, I saw the change coming when you started to see movie stars on network TV. Yeah, dig that, because you remember back in the day, a movie star felt like it was downgrading to be on a TV show, right? Remember that? You wouldn't see films on Angelina Jolie or something on a TV show, a Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt been on TV a bunch now, but you wouldn't see these people on TV shows. That's a great point, Cherry. Yeah, there used to be a fight between broadcast television, there still kind of is, and Netflix, because remember, Netflix started winning real awards, you know, and broadcast was like, well, how are they winning, Oscars and Emmys when they're streaming? See what I'm saying? So they were kind of treating streaming like but the streaming content, the Netflix original content was so dope. They had such dope stuff on there, competing with, major motion pictures and TV movies, made for TV movies or whatever. So it is what it is, man. So Garrett says, gotta adapt or fall by the wayside. Creation Role says, great insight. Thank you. It is what it is. Like, I just step back and look at the whole situation from, okay, what are they asking for? What can the studios give them? What can the studios do? And the situation that they're asking for are dealing with the topics that they're talking about are streaming and AI. We're talking about technology. You can't run from technology, man. You can't. Oh, technology is going to come in, and like I said last week, technology came in when the assembly line came in. They were able to make cars. There are people back then that were in the horse game. Horses were the cars back then. So they were like, oh, these cars are gonna kill you. They didn't, but it ain't like there wasn't rumors of the car coming. See what I'm saying? So there could have been some adaptation, some preparation, that kind of thing. But people don't like change as human beings generally. As a species, we don't like change that much, man. We don't like, once we get comfortable in a space, we like to stay in that space and be in that space. So, these companies, especially when you're getting your pockets lined, you making that bag and somebody's coming in telling you, hey man, somebody gonna come in and take your bag, somebody gonna disrupt your bag. You're not trying to hear, man, get out of here, man. You see what I got parked outside, man? See how much money I just made? People get a little egotistical. So these industries are the same way. Television, the record industry was like on some like, what are y'all talking about? And they got hit the hardest. They still hit. They making money now though. It's a different way that they're making it. We can talk about that another live. But yeah, they had to just figure it out and adapt later on. And so that's what's happening in TV right now. Been happening for a long time, as proven by the number of streaming television networks that we have to choose from. Is just crazy. It seemed like, and with Roku, you can start your own. You can be on Roku right now. Shout out to Icebreakers Water, Icebreakers on a Roku channel. But any one of us can start a Roku channel and be on streaming and have our own streaming channel right now, like with no money. Like for real, look it up. So with all that being said, quick Q&A. It's been dope with y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Any more questions? I'm gonna just like another couple minutes and then I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. No long goodbyes. No long goodbyes today. Revision says, got to get back to work. That's dope, man. What's up, Revision? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in. It was dope as usual. Okay, we're gonna wind this down now and go ahead and get up out of here because we got stuff to do. But KJ Roach has a question real quick. I have a question about how Sync Licensing handles taxes. You handle your own taxes. That's as simple as that. It's just like if you're a stripper, all the money you get in, you report your own taxes. So they don't handle taxes. You're a contractor, individual contractor. So do you receive a 1099 or what? In some situations, yeah, you will. You'll get a 1099 for the people that are paying you out money, but you got to do your own tax, this and that. Yeah, whatever income you're getting, the people got to send you your tax thing. And then you take care of that yourself. Thank you too, Segura, man. Take care of everybody. Take care of everyone's Creation Role says he's out. Okay, thanks. Weren't sure how it worked on that. Yeah, it's just like if you work, you're getting cash type of thing. All right, y'all, saying bye to everybody. So we about to get out of here. You want to dip in and say bye real quick, Tay?
You walk up on you. Peace out, everybody. I don't even know. Peace out, everybody. Y'all have a good one.
That's what's up. Hey, all right, time to get productive, y'all. That's what's up, y'all. I'm the producer whisperer. Peace. Peace, 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 peace.